Grief has absolutely no chill. And if you can understand what I am saying right now, then you might be experiencing that very first same thing in your life. If we have met for the very first time, my name is Samantha Murray, and I have experienced a very high level of grief, no grief, way too well. That I know that there are times where it would hit you in the very most unfortunate times. We're coming up on Mother's Day, so that is a high opportunity for grief to rear its ugly head. I have figured out a way to get grief to behave itself and for grief to chill. And in this video, I'm going to share and teach you how you can enjoy your Mother's Day without the constant annoyance that grief brings to the holidays. I experienced grief way too much, back to back, two times, maybe even three times within the last 2.5 years. And I've learned something about grief. Grief has to chill. It doesn't give you warning. It does not let you know when it's coming. It really cares nothing about your to-do list or your agenda. It doesn't care about the day that you wanted to get out of the bed to be happy. It doesn't even care that you have an idea of what you want your life to look like without grief interrupting it. It could be a sunny day. Birds can be chirping. You can have all plans to enjoy your day, but somehow grief will come up on you. It could be an aroma in the air. It can remind you of that loved one. It can be a song playing that can bring you back to a moment in your life. It can be the thoughts, in my experience, of the Chinese food in a gallery in a mall that's offering you samples that would take me back to being a 10-year-old girl out with my mother, that brings me back to the reality that she's no longer here. Grief has no chill. But what I did learn is that when grief decides to disrupt and interrupt your day, even a holiday, we're coming up on Mother's Day, and for many of you, that can bring so much anxiety, maybe stress, maybe even depressing thoughts that your mother is no longer here on earth. But can I encourage you on how there's ways that you can cause grief to chill? In the book of First Thessalonians, it tells us to literally give hope to those who are mourning, for the ones that have passed are just asleep. And there's a time coming when the Lord says that He is going to allow those who are resting that will meet Him in the air. And for those who remain, we will all meet them in the sky. Grief has no lasting authority. It may have moments where it's causing you or even I to experience the missing of a loved one. But guess what? Because of Calvary, because of Christ, He took on our grief on the cross. So we have the authority to chit check grief when it tried to rob us of our Monday, rob us of our weekends, even rob us of our Mother's Day that is meant to be celebrated. Many of you may be a mother, you may have a desire to be a mother, or you may have a memory of a mother that was here that's no longer here. That even though the day reminds you that they're not here, it will also let you know that love did live here. So before grief try to snatch you up and remove your desire to celebrate the thoughts and the wonderful wishes on a Hallmark card, or that mug that you might see in a Dollar Tree that is celebrating Mother's Day, and you're reminded that yours is no longer here, remind grief what the word says in 1 Thessalonians 4, that grief has to chill. You don't own me. You don't tell me how I had to show up. You don't tell me when I can't get out of bed. You don't tell me that I'm going to have a depressing day. You don't tell me that I will be built with anxiety.